Hi, this is Paul Hoyt, the CEO of Ascending Harvest, coming to you with our daily Zoomcast project progress update. I am here with my best buddy, business partner, inventor, genius behind all of the technology at Ascending Harvest, Shane McKenna, and today we're going to talk to you about our crowdfunding campaign and about the launch party that we had last night, which was awesome. We just enjoyed that to heck. Say hello to everybody, Shane.
Hello, everybody, and a special big shout out to everybody that was at our launch party last night. Thank you so much for your attendance and participation and adding to all of the fun and atmosphere and beautiful giving that happened last night.
It was awesome. We had an opportunity. Shane had an opportunity to talk. I had an opportunity to talk. The event was emceed by the third member of our team, Aubrey Cardone, our Director of Marketing, Vice President of Marketing, whatever. I'm not sure what title that we should bestow on her, but I'm sure it should be regal. We were also joined there by the fourth member of our team, Abraham Tinklepaw, who I got to meet for the first time in person. I got to meet Aubrey for the first time in person last night. So it was really great, taking a virtual team and making it a local team last night as we got to share handshakes and hugs and see each other face to face and make a real kind of physical connection in addition to the virtual connection that we can make. I love these Zoomcasts, and it really does a much better job, I think, of audio only whenever we're communicating with each other. But there's nothing quite like, sitting across the table from somebody or next to somebody or, sharing a hug or a handshake. So that was really quite a blessing last night, especially for me to get to see the rest of the team in person. And Shane, let's just kind of review what we did last night. So we had our launch party at the new Golden Dragon restaurant here in Salt Lake City. We'd hoped to have about 100 to 150 people come. I think the crowd was really more like 40 or 45 people. But the people who were there were absolutely awesome, just passionate about the project. I think we just raised the bar a tremendous amount. When they get an opportunity to hear Shane speak in person, and Aubrey in person, and me a little bit in person, you really get to feel that passion. The energy communication just starts resonating. We can feel Shane's heart. When he starts to choke up a little bit when he's talking about the passion that he has for helping families and especially young girls in Africa, it really resonates tremendous amount. So I believe we made a really great connection with the people there. You go on the Ascending Harvest page, and I think hopefully all over Facebook you'll see live stream videos that we did with people last night and photographs of the event, and we're going to keep sharing those over the course of the next couple of days. So I bet you Shane talked about a lot of things. You want to summarize what you talked about last night, Shane?
Really what I talked about is our mission, how we're going to execute our mission, and the technology behind Ascending Harvest that makes this all worthwhile and makes it functional. So we've got the, I guess what you would best describe as the enabling technology, and then we've got a team, and then we have a plan, and that's really what I laid out so that we could communicate with people what we're doing, how we're doing it, and who we're doing it with.
That was a great summary of about a 15-minute talk that you gave last night. It talked about all kinds of different things, the technology. One of the things, the concepts that I really love that I think you really brought home was the purchasing power that we have here in the United States to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables versus the purchasing power that people have in Africa, and how a tomato here is a very small portion of our daily earnings, where purchasing a tomato in Africa can be an enormous part of their daily income. In fact, can represent, multiple days worth of earnings just to buy one tomato. We're going to keep pushing that theme out, over the course of the next couple of weeks, because I really think that sinks home about the disparity in the abundance of food we have here and the food choices that people in developing countries and refugee camps have.
Yeah, that's Absolutely true. And that's a point that I wanted to make, because I think here in America, because our food pain is so low, we have the lowest cost per income in terms of purchasing power against food. We have the lowest cost in the world here in America. So if you think your grocery bill is high here, imagine if it was double or triple or even more. And the way that I illustrated that is, if you do the math, somebody who's making less than $700 a year, which is somewhere near 1 billion people on the planet, make less than the equivalent of $700 a year. And while they might only pay 20 cents for a medium-sized tomato, that 20 cents in their income is like us paying $34 for a tomato. Yeah, now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or a mathematician to really get it, that if you went into the grocery store and a tomato was $34, you would opt for some cornmeal and you'd forego the nutrition of that tomato. And that's really the impact that Ascending Harvest is giving, is not only do we have a system that allows people to grow their own food without any knowledge about farming or gardening. So we have basically a turnkey system that grows food for them if they'll follow the simple steps. But we have a way of impacting their life where they're growing dozens, hundreds of these $34 tomatoes. So instead of having that emotional turmoil of, I'd really like to have that nutrition, but there's no way I'm going to spend $34 for a tomato. If tomatoes cost you $34, I bet you'd be pretty happy to be able to grow some of them.
That is extremely well said. I think that's exactly what we would do. We'd be just delighted and thrilled to pluck a fresh, ripe tomato off of our own tomato plant, holding in our hands, thinking that, man, this is worth $34, and I get to do this every single day. And that represents like 15 days of earning power, you know, at $2 a day or just a little more than that. So that's an awesome gift that we bring to the people of the world through the technology of Ascending Harvest.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about our progress. You know, with the launch party last night, with the contributions that we received during the launch party and throughout the day, we are right now, which is about noon, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, on the second day of the crowdfunding campaign, September 20th. We're at about $3,000 of contributions, with about 50 different people contributing to the campaign. Some of them $1, some of them much greater than that. We were blessed to have a couple of people kick in several $100s last night, and we really love that, a tremendous amount. Now we got to keep the momentum up, and that's up to you. That's where we really need your support, is continuing to contribute $1 a day or $5 a day, and continuing to share whenever you make a contribution, so that people in your social media network will know that you are contributing to it and that you are continuing to support it over time, so that we can continue to build up the momentum. So those small transactions really, really pay off for us. And if you're a person who can do one of those small transactions, just $1 a day, it would be so helpful to this campaign to keep up the momentum. And on the other hand, you may be one of those people, or you may know one of those people who has $100,000 or $1 million laying around that they just want to do good stuff with. They bought everything that they needed to buy. They've got a house or a couple of houses. They've got a boat. They've got all the cars that they need to have. They've got trusts for their children. They've got themselves in a position of financial security. And now their thoughts and their minds are turning towards doing good work in the world, helping others in the way that they can, sharing the blessings that they have received and the good fortune that they have had over their lifetime with others who are less fortunate. We think that there are people out there that when they look at this project, that they will love it, and their checks are going to be a lot bigger than $1 a day. They're going to be $1,000 or $10,000 or even $100,000 contributing to this campaign. So if you're one of those people, or you know one of those people, by all means consider us. We know you can't give to every campaign that's out there, but this one's different. This is special. This is patent pending, disruptive technology that will change the way that food is grown throughout the entire world.
Hey, Paul, I think it would be valuable to share maybe a couple of the quotes that people offered up last night. There were some really powerful statements throughout the evening that people shared with us, and their stories and their revelation once they were able to have a full view of who, what, and how. There was a lot of great feedback, and then some of that feedback was some really choice quotes, and I'm wondering if you could share a couple of those.
I can. Jim Rhodes, who is a great business consultant, was there last night, and he really got it, like so many people in the room did. The quote that he posted on Facebook this morning was, "Their passion is real, the technology is revolutionary, their crowdfunding campaign is live at Indiegogo." So we love the fact that he got that the technology was real and that our passion was real. Greg Van Alphen said, "The humanitarian product will transform the lives of millions around the world." He got it too. Melissa Sullivan, you had her quote down this morning, didn't you? We had something that we remembered, but she gave us something a little bit different this morning. Can you share that with us, Shane?
Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me, so I'm going to be paraphrasing. I apologize, Melissa, if I misquote you, but it was very close to this technology. What was it? This technology might... I can't remember. What did she say? It was something along the line that this technology is going to make a great deal of change in Africa, where her humanitarian... she has a humanitarian effort called, oh my gosh, what is it? Harangue? Not Harangue.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look it up. Melissa, I'm so sorry I just butchered everything. I butchered your quote. I butchered the name of your humanitarian campaign. I'm so sorry. And I'm chose to go outside to film this podcast, so I don't have anything but my phone in my hand, so I don't have a reference. I really apologize.
Well, but I think the point is Melissa Sullivan has a humanitarian project in Africa, and she gets it. And
yeah,
we talked about many times last night that everybody that we have talked to who has a connection to a charity that is focused on helping the people of Africa who live in pretty terrible circumstances and suffer from poor nutrition and poverty, whenever they hear about this project, they just love it because we bypass all of the challenges that they have now with getting food to the people who need it the most. They have such distribution problem there, an infrastructure problem there, that it's very difficult to get aid to the people who need it. We totally bypass that. We have classically really thought outside the box and come up with a solution that bypasses all of the existing challenges by putting the power to grow their own food in the hands of the people that need it the most. She got it because she runs an African charity. She knows what the circumstances are and the situations are in Africa, and so has everybody else that we've talked to who has an African charity. So that just makes us more and more excited. Our excitement kind of feeds on each other, and we are experiencing the momentum building in ourselves and in our communities.
Yeah, and I had a lot of people approach me about what we can do here with the technology. And, I had one gentleman approach me that he's part of a research project where they're looking at different grow media, and they asked, could we incorporate our new patent pending grow media with their grow media, because they're experiencing some benefits, but they're also experiencing some of the limitations that other grow media experience. And he said, we really need to figure out how to enhance our grow media. And what do you think about combining your grow media with our grow media to capture some of the benefits that we're experiencing, but actually make it workable so that we can get more fruit production out of our plants, because their problem is they're getting good growth on their plants, but they're not getting good fruit production. And we had one of our systems at the launch event last night, so people could actually see the fruit growing on the tomato and experience, that this technology really works. And we've got a tomato that's flourishing in the system, and that was exciting for people to get to experience that.
I think the whole event was really exciting. We did all kinds of interesting things. We had a silent auction. We had a gift basket raffle. We had table games that we were playing. We had speakers. We had some really fun times at the launch party. But I think the most significant thing was it really touched the hearts of a lot of people there who are really able to get what the project was, and Shane's passion and Shane's genius in creating this, and the other people on the team that have surrounded him with love and with the same amount of passion towards this project. We want you to have that same connection. So if you know of a way for us to interview, we would love to do that. If you have a podcast, if you're willing to do a live stream with Shane or I or both of us, we would love to reach out to your community in the way that we can with our live Zoomcasts or some other webcast podcast. He's doing one in a few minutes with a really popular podcaster that we're very, very excited about. So now's the time to share with your networks. So we're going to ask you to do a few things here to really support this project. One of those things is every single day I'd like for you to contribute $1, at least $1, maybe a couple of times a day. And every time that you do, we'd like you to share that on Indiegogo, because it's the total amount of contributions and it's the frequency of contributions that make a difference in the popularity of campaigns on Indiegogo. So share a little every day. Share the project with your social media network every single day, and be thinking about ways that we can reach out to the communities in which you belong and tell them about this project. Because we do a good speech, Shane does a great speech, and we are passionate and determined to make a difference in the world through taking this technology and leveraging it in all of in any ways that we can.
Yes, thank you, Paul. That's really an important thing. Now is when we really need your help. We're in the crowdfunding phase. This is the difference between delivering systems this next growing season and not delivering them. It's that simple. If we raise the money in this crowdfunding that we need to, we are going to be able to take advantage of the next growing season coming up in Africa and start feeding people this next year. If we don't raise this money right now, we're going to have to go out and seek other channels of investment and revenue, and the time that that's going to take is just going to stall it, and we're not going to hit the beginning of the growing season. We're not going to be able to get all of the research and development data that we need out of our systems in utilization in sub-Saharan Africa. So we really need your help now in order to give us the leverage of this next growing season, so that as soon as possible we're delivering tens of thousands of systems to people who need it, systems that have been designed specifically for sub-Saharan Africa and tropical Africa in these areas of poverty.
Well said. Shane, why don't we give away a system today?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm almost out of battery power, so we need to hurry.
All right, so give me a number between 1 and 10,000.
3517.
Did you just make that up?
I sure did.
That's what
I'm in a hurry here. I don't want my battery to die before we finish the podcast.
All right, so the winner of that, who came closest to the number 3517, is Rosie Glade. Rosie Glade, congratulations. You're the winner of a human-powered hydroponic system today. When we get these into mass productions, we will send you your very own human-powered hydroponic system, or you can choose to donate that to a family in need in your name. We really do appreciate that. So for everyone who's listening to this, please go to our Indiegogo campaign and and contribute $1 and or more, $40, $50, heck, $100,000 if you have it, because this really is a great campaign that you can get behind and feel very good about supporting. So do that, share it with your social media networks. Come back to us if we have an opportunity to do an interview, a podcast, something with somebody in your community. Reach out to your community in some way. We would love to do that. I'm eager to do a Zoomcast with anybody who hears me do a Zoomcast. So reach out to either one of us. We would love to talk about what this project can mean to the world with you and to your community. And thanks so much. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody that has participated so far, and we really need your help. So reach out to us, kick us $1 or more, and I really like that idea of somebody kicking us $100K. That would, man, would we do a lot of good work with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again tomorrow and give you more great progress. In the meantime, please contribute, please share, please reach out. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.